It is not like that. So it is, see, Turiya is Satchit Ananda. The Ananda aspect is infinite bliss, absolute. So another aspect of our Turiya true nature is Sat, infinite existence, absolute. Chit, infinite consciousness, pure, absolute. So from this state, from this pure Ananda, bliss, from this pure consciousness, from this pure existence, it doesn't change. It should be always stable. That is why immutable, avyayaha. So that is the idea here. So our true nature is, it will not come down from that state of highest Ananda. It's effulgent because it is conscious. Because it is consciousness, pure consciousness, it is light, self-effulgent, all-pervading. So because it is one without a second, advaita, akhanda, it cannot be broken. So it is all-pervading, present everywhere. And the non-dual, advaitic truth of all beings, in every living being, it is present. So we learned that 10th Karika, whereby we are exerting our true nature, and different essential nature of Turiya, our true nature is revealed. So we went to study about the Turiya. It cannot be affected by space, time. So in the next 11th Karika, we will take up that the Turiya cannot be affected by Karya Karana Sambandha, that is cause and effect relationship. So before understanding or going to the 11th verse, yesterday while in the discussion I told, I will take up the concept of space. I explained yesterday about time. So time cannot affect Turiya. You know, Swami Vivekananda in his complete works or Gnana Yoga, he tells, the whole universe is Turiya, Lord Parabrahma Swarupa. Suppose you see this God or Turiya or Parabrahma through the lens of time, space and causation, then this Parabrahma or Turiya itself looks like this world. Whatever we are seeing, that the three quarters, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, or whatever, so many things, intermediary. So what is Swami Vivekananda telling? The lens, time, space and causation. If you look through the lens of time, space and causation, this very Parabrahman, that is yourself, Turiya, you will look like this universe world. Remove this lens of time, space and causation, then this very world will look like, not look like, it is God. It is yourself, it is Parabrahma Swarupa. So what does it show? That time, space and causation is Maya. Time, space and causation is ignorance, avidya, which is obstructing the manifestation of our true nature. So that's why we should know what is this time, space and causation. Yesterday I told about time. What is that? What is time? We have never thought of time at all. We are following the time. We have such the famous, the watch. I don't have a watch, never mind. I see in the mobile or somewhere in the wall clock. So now keeping time, the time sense is more important. So I struggled to get and start the class at 6 o'clock, but I don't know here, the ESCOM or the South African Electricity Board, they remove and they put the electricity exactly at 6 o'clock or a little 5 minutes after or before. So I had to be waiting there to start the generator on. I have to go, then change from the mains to the this thing, all this I have to do. So the time is a factor, you see. It is troubling everyone, time. So what is time? Time is the gap between two events. So if you have to have the concept of time, then you should have two events. Without two events happening, then there is no concept of time. So in the minutest this thing, you have the needles, the second needle, the minute, and the hour needle. So the movement of the second needle, tuck, 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 seconds. So that event from that second to this second, in between, that thing is called gap, is called time. So everything you see, acceleration, velocity, everything is rate of change of position is called speed or velocity. Rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. So rate here means per second, that is time. Everything you see, because so many events are taking place. So the gap between that event is time. So now a little more bigger, the movement of the moon. We watch the movement of the moon, you see, full moon day, it will be Purnima, full moon. Then the next day it will fade out a little. Then that is the Krishna Paksha, dark fortnight, Pratipat, the first Tithi. Then little more moon will fade, little. So the movement of the moon, we are calculating the Tithi. Then the Vara, 7 days, the days, the events have to take place, then it is Vara. 24 hours is 1 day, then Vara, that is week. These are all time. Then the movement of the sun, now we calculated according to the sun, but in reality sun doesn't move. It also moves in its own orbit, but the earth is moving, rotating and revolving around the sun. Sun, it has its own axis, it goes around its own axis. That is a different thing. We do not know how. Maybe in future the scientists will tell about it. Now, the apparent movement of the sun around the earth, day and night, and it makes seasons also, different seasons. Now it is winter season, almost it is coming to an end, and in India it is rainy season, almost coming to an end, June, July. So August, I think rainy season will stop. So seasons, time, you see, event, that is the time. Now, if you are put out of, if you go to the moon, Elon Musk or what you call Tesla, if you go to the moon and settle down there, now there is no concept of Tithi, Vara, because you are on the moon. Then it will be the movement of the earth or the sun. So your time concept changes. Then if you are now, then you will be seeing the earth and the sun. You are put out of the solar system, then the time concept changes. So still different galaxies, time concept changes, the stars and other things. So what is time? It is the gap between two events. So if no two event takes place, there is no event, then there is no concept of time. So in the Turiya, that is your true nature, no event takes place, no transaction, no phenomena. So there is, time cannot affect it. So time devours everything, past, present and future. Now after 100 years, this body will not exist, but I as Turiya will exist. Your body will not exist maybe after 100 years. But the Atman, the Turiya which is within you, the Paramatman, the Parabrahman will exist. So in the Turiya there is no concept of time, no events taking place. So it is Akhanda, Satchidananda, pure consciousness, so no time. So time is one of the aspects of Maya. Then we saw that another thing is space. Today we will take up the concept of space. What is space? For the space to be known, there should be two objects. The gap between two objects is space. Between this camera or the computer and me, there is a space. Between me and all of you people in India and other places, there is thousands of kilometers, 7,000 kilometers space. So two objects should be there for space to exist. Without two objects, there will be no space, because it is infinity. So that's what go beyond this universe, or go beyond this earth, moon, sun, the space goes on increasing, widening. Then you go to infinity, beyond everything, then there is no space, it is only Akasha, or it is only God. So in Turiya, your nature, true nature, there is no space. So space is the gap between two objects. Without two objects, there cannot be the concept of space at all. Two events have to happen, then only there is the concept of time. Two objects should be there for space to exist, otherwise no space. So our true nature, pure consciousness, it is all-pervasive, sarvavyapi, omnipotent, omniscient. So all-pervasive everywhere, all-knowing, all-powerful, present everywhere, sarvavyapi, akhanda, undivided, one without a second. So when it is one without a second, undivided, akhanda Satchidananda Parabrahma, Turiya, that's your true nature, then where is this question of space? So now you understood what is space, and space cannot affect Turiya or your true nature, you. Space cannot affect you, time cannot affect you. Kala is death. Death is also called, another name for death is Kala. So time cannot affect you, space cannot affect you. Now, in this next Karika comes Desha. So in Sanskrit, these three terms, Maya or ignorance, or this Maya has these three concepts: Kala, Desha and Nimitta. Kala, Desha, Nimitta. Kala is time, Desha is space, and Nimitta is Karikarana Sambandha, that is cause and effect relationship. Now in the 11th Karika, we will take up that cause and effect relationship. Now, see, who is your cause? Your father and mother. So to your father and mother, you are the effect. Who is the cause of your father and mother? Your grandfather and grandmother from both the sides, from the mother and father sides. Who were the effect of your grandfather and grandmother? Your father and mother. So who will be the effect of you? Your children. So who will be the cause of your children? You as father and mother. So that is one aspect of cause and effect relationship. Now you produce so many things, so many materials you want to produce. So some object you buy. What is the cause? The industry there which has produced it. What is the effect? The result is the product is the effect. So like that, everything in this world has this cause and effect relationship. Karya, Karana, Sambandha. Karana, the source, the cause. Karya, the effect. So cause and effect relationship. So these three things constitute this whole universe or this Maya, this world. What is that? Time, space and causation. Causation is this Karya Karana Sambandha or cause and effect relationship. So now you go on, your father and mother, 7 generations afterwards, go to the original cause, God. Then how did this universe got created? Why did we for the first time. Now we tell we did some karma. So in the Semitic religions, it is Adam and Eve. Adam got the desire to eat the apple, and then the whole thing started. The first sin, original sin. So according to Vedanta, what is the original sin? What is the original cause? According to Vedanta, the original cause is ignorance, avidya, ignorance. So we as Turiya, we are Ananda, infinite joy, infinite bliss, absolute, infinite consciousness, absolute, infinite existence, absolute, infinite being, absolute, everything, infinite, infinity, absolute. But what was the first cause? Why did we come down? Then why did we become these human beings with puny intellect and puny everything and suffering? What was the first sin? What was the first desire? How did the desire come? It is ignorance. Ignorance is the first sin by which we came down to this world. So now, let me tell you, Shankaracharya's way, the great Acharya putting you, the cause and effect relationship. What is that? Avidya. Avidya is ignorance, nescience. Kama, so desire arose. Karma. Then you started working, doing all these things. Karya, karana, sambandha, karma. See, what is karma? You do some, have the desire, that is a cause. And because of that, you will do karma, which is the effect. And because of that, this cause, that is the karma, the work you do, will get the result, good or bad. And that will now bring about future life. So there is a eatable here, some in South Africa, I don't know in other countries. In South Africa, we have a Seminarilla they call some, just like the Horlicks or something for breakfast. It is called future life. So, not that future life, but your real future. Future life is created by the karma we do, by the actions we do. So see, karya, karana, sambandha, cause and effect relationship. And the gap between two events is time. There itself, between what you have done, the time. The time will devour you. Time is going on, every second everything is changing. Then space between two objects. So this constitutes the Maya, avidya. This whole universe is that. So what was the first sin? Avidya, ignorance. Ignorance. So ignorance is the cause of everything. And what is the solution? Knowledge. Ignorance, what ignorance about what? Ignorance of what? About your true nature, Turiya, is the cause of all the miseries, all this world, all this universe. What is the solution? Knowledge of your true nature. Removal of ignorance means knowledge, getting the knowledge, and that is what we are trying through intellectual way. We are finding that knowledge, that true nature of Turiya, that is yourself. By that, the ignorance will go away. What is the only solution for darkness? To remove the darkness? Light. Bring in light. Darkness will go away. What is the only solution for ignorance? Bring in knowledge. Ignorance will go away. Now, what is ignorance? Ignorance of what? Ignorance of your true nature. Then what is the knowledge you have to get? Knowledge of your true nature. And what is that? Turiya. And where is it? That is what we are discussing now. Yesterday also we discussed about the true nature, different way we told about your true nature. Now we are also discussing about the same thing. So we are trying to get intellectually, we are getting conviction, self-awareness. We got that wonderful terminology. What was that wonderful terminology? If you remember, Eka Atma Pratyaya Sara, Ekatma Pratyaya Sara, continuous, constant self-awareness. So then avidya cannot affect you. Constantly you are the witness, you are identifying, associating with intellectually with your true self, the Turiya, then avidya cannot catch hold of you. That Holy Mother Sharda Devi tells it in a devotional point of view, we are talking from the Gnana point of view, Sankhya point of view. Sharda Devi tells it in a different way. What is she telling? If you are always thinking of Ishta smaran thakle, Anishto kotai teke ashpe. If you are constantly remembering God, if you are constantly thinking of your true nature, remembering your true nature, then where is the question of Anishta? What is Anishta? Difficulty, problems, trouble. That is called Anishta. If you are always constantly remembering the Ishta, where is the question of Anishta? So constant self-awareness is the solution. Think of God, meditate, japa, dhyana, meditation, constant self-awareness is the solution. So your misery will end. So intellectually you can get it. You need not wait for samadhi or some yogic visions or some vision of gods and goddesses to get joy or this liberation or coming out of this nuisance or ignorance. Or we need not give up our body to get liberation, mukti, for death, wait for death. Even now, if we get this knowledge intellectually, then we can catch hold of our true nature. Then ekatma pratyaya, pratyabhigna, exerting back to our true nature, then we will remove the miseries will be gone. So now we have come to that aspect of Kala, Desha and Nimitta. Time, space and causation. Now I told about causation, cause and effect relationship. Now in this 11th Karika, so that cause and effect relationship will be taken up in contrast to this Turiya, your true nature, and it will be discussed. That's why I had to explain. Yesterday I explained about time, the concept of time. Today I told you about space. Now I told you about cause and effect relationship. So as we told, Swami Vivekananda told, you see this world, or you see with the lens of time, space and causation, God itself or Parabrahma or your true nature, Turiya itself will look as this universe. Remove this time, space and causation lens, the Maya or Ajnana, from in front of you, then this very world, this very universe will look to you as God. You are in God, you are eating God, you are inside God, breathing God, you are touching God. God is everywhere. Because of avidya, because of ajnana, because of ignorance, you are seeing all these varieties and you are limiting yourself and getting into all the problem. Get back your true nature, exert back your true nature, and all miseries are gone. So we can do that intellectually now, here and now, and practically get the benefit. That is what Gaudapadacharya is showing us the way. Now, after this, to get free from this samsara, we have to hold on to Turiya. Exert back our true nature, Turiya, to get rid of this samsara. What is samsara? Dukkha, misery, very little joy. For the sake of reflected little joy like mustard, you will be undergoing ocean of difficulty. Chickpea, by the size of the enjoyment of chickpea, you will be undergoing difficulty like the sea. So that is samsara. This is world. Ask anybody, have they found highest or permanent joy? Anybody? This world, let them keep their hand on the chest and tell boldly. They have found highest joy and they are always happy in this world. Little you get, but miseries will come in plenty. Whatever that might be now, ending that is very important. And what is the solution? That we are now dealing practically. So to get free from this samsara, this transmigratory existence, this maya, this trouble, this changing world, the fleeting world, the miseries, we have to catch hold of Turiya. We have to know our true nature, that is Turiya, get the knowledge. Now we'll enter the 11th Karika of Gaudapadacharya. What is the 11th Karika? Here Gaudapadacharya is telling, Karya Karana Baddhau Ta Vishyete Vishwas Taijasau Pragnaha Karana Baddhastu Dvau Tau Turye Na Siddhyataha. This is the 11th Karika of Gaudapadacharya based on the 7th verse of Māṇḍūkya Upanishad. So the first word itself is Karya Karana, cause and effect. That's why I explained about this cause and effect relationship. That is another aspect of Maya, ignorance. So Karya Karana Baddhau, limited by this cause and effect relationship. Karya Karana Baddhau Ta Vishyete Vishwas Taijasau Pragnaha Karana Baddhastu Dvau Tau Turye Na Siddhyataha. That is the 11th Karika. Now, what is the simple meaning of this Karika? Now, we have been studying all these days in this Māṇḍūkya Karika, that is the waking state. Always we are mentioning that. Jagrat, waking state. So in the waking state, you want an instrument, the body. So the Atman, your true nature, the Turiya or the Atman, pure consciousness, takes the help of this body, mind complex, the internal nature. So when it is associated with this waking body, our true nature, that is Atman or Paramatman or Parabrahman, is called Vishwa. And we enjoy this world in the waking state, this universe. In the waking state, it has three. What is that? Past, present and future. Time, see? Time, space and causation. So time. So past, present and future. So this universe, this whole universe in the waking state is called Virat. So we studied about that in the first quarter, that is the first quarter. Then Jagrat, when you go to dream. So there in the waking state, it is extrovert. Your mind, the Turiya or the Atman, Paramatman, your true nature is associated with the mind, and the mind is associated with the waking state through this body, mind and complex. So now you become introvert. You take away mind from this external world. You become introvert, not introvert and meditating on the Atman, but the mind will dwell on the samskaras, the memory of the earlier janmas, earlier time and everything, the memory is there on that. So then you go to dream state, in the sleep, dream state. That is Swapna. So there the body, you have another body, the subtle body. There it was a physical body, gross body in the waking state. In the dream state, you have the subtle body. You use the subtle body. The mind is associated with another body, the subtle body. Then that Atman or your true nature, when associated with this subtle body or the dream body, it's called Taijasa. And the world, external world which you are enjoying there, in the dream, that is called Hiranyagarbha. So now Pragna, next is neither extrovert nor introvert. You are in deep sleep. Then it is called the Taijasa, the body, the potential body is called Prajna. And the world, the potential world, universe, which the Prajna is in, it's called Ishvara. So we have studied in the beginning all of that. So Taijasa associated with this, your true nature associated with the deep sleep, it's called Prajna and Ishvara. And when associated with your own true nature associated with the dream state, it is called Taijasa and Hiranyagarbha. When it is associated with the waking world, with the gross body, it's called the Vishwa, and with the universe, it's called Virat. So we studied about it. Now, the terms you should remember, that's why I took you back again, revised it. So now you know what is Vishwa and Taijasa. What is Vishwa and Taijasa? When you identify with the waking body, waker's body, you are called Vishwa. When you are identifying with the dream body, then you are called Taijasa. So now here Vishwa and Taijasa, the body, when you are associated with the body in the waking state, that is Vishwa, and when your true nature, the Atman, is associated with the body of the dream state, Taijasa, they are both considered to be conditioned, baddhau, conditioned by cause and effect. So both Vishwa and Taijasa are conditioned by cause and effect. Then what about Prajna? Why have you given up Prajna in the potential, the body? Even Turiya is associated with that. When your true nature, Atman, is associated with the potential body, causal body. Why have you given it up? No, we have not given it up. So Prajna in the Turiya when associated with Prajna is conditioned by cause alone. There is no effect in Prajna. Deep sleep, there is no effect, no event happening, no two event, it is only deep sleep. The dream, there are so many events happening, you see. So cause, only cause. Prajna is affected by cause alone. But what about Turiya, the fourth Turiya, that is your true nature? Both cause and effect do not exist in Turiya. So this is the 11th Karika, the simple meaning of 11th Karika. Vishwa and Taijasa are both considered to be conditioned by cause and effect. But Prajna is conditioned only by cause alone. Both of cause and effect do not exist in your true nature, Turiya. So we are studying our true nature, Turiya. So this is one of the aspects of it. So let us go into the detail and understand that in detail. To go to the depth, isn't it? It's useful for meditation. See, all these things are matter of meditation. When you are identifying constant self-awareness, your true nature, go deeper and deeper and deeper. You can meditate wonderfully. So much of joy you get, you see. So let us study this 11th Karika of Gaudapadacharya based on the 7th mantra. With the 7th mantra, the Māṇḍūkya Upanishad has completed the presentation of 4 quarters. What are the 4 quarters? The first one was Jagrat, waking. Second quarter, Swapna, dream. Third quarter, deep sleep. So there is no 4th quarter. You can't name it as 4th quarter, but it is the only state, Turiya, that is your true nature. Let us, for the sake of Vyavahara business, we will call it 4th. So 7th, the mantra gave us the completion of 4th quarters of our own Atman, the Turiya or Parabrahman, our true nature. So what were the bodies called? Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna and Turiya. Now the Upanishad defines these 4 quarters as follows. I, the pure conscious principle, When associated with the waking state, the quarter, I am called Vishwa. With the dream, Swapna, I am called Taijasa. And with the deep sleep, I am called Prajna, respectively. When associated, when disassociated from all these three states and looked at from my own standpoint, I am called Turiya. Not called, that is the only state, Turiya. So this method of disassociation is neither physical nor experiential in nature, but it is in the form of understanding. That's what the practical method now, to get that result, now we are using the intellectual way. So it is neither physical nor experiential. By doing sadhana, by doing a lot of tapasya, austerities, yoga, you will get samadhi. That is experiential, you will get experience. And the other thing is physically you understand with your all the indriyas and the mind. But this is intellectually, by understanding, we are getting the same result. That is the speciality of Mandukya Karika. This method of disassociation or dissociation is neither physical nor experiential in nature, but in the form of understanding that my association with these three states is only a seeming one. It is apparent. Association is only seeming, apparent. It is not true. And that is the cause of all the problems. So that is unreal. Why do you worry about the unreal? Let us be concerned about the real. Let us not worry about the unreal. So what is the method? Dissociate. Disassociate is called dissociate from that three quarters. So the method of dissociation is neither physical nor experiential in nature, but is in the form of understanding that my association with these three states is only a seeming one, apparent one, similar to the movie and the screen, similar to the mirage water and the sand. It looks like water is there, but in reality it is not there in the desert mirage. Likewise, the movie and the screen. For 2.5 hours or 3 hours, the movie will be associated with the screen. But in reality, it is not associated with the screen. The movie is not there at all. On the screen exists. So likewise, you exist, the Turiya, your true nature exists. All these things which are happening is like only a movie for 2.5 hours or 3 hours. So it may be for 100 years or 200 years or 8.4 million lives or even more. But it has to end. That understanding helps me claim my Turiya nature, pure consciousness, my true nature. Thus, the three quarters are due to association. So what is the solution? Dissociate. Give it up. Detach. That is called detachment. We got all the problem due to attachment. Give up. Detachment. Dissociate. So this understanding, intellectual understanding, the study which we are doing, by which we can claim our true nature. So thus the three quarters are due to association. In these verses, the Karika beginning from 11th to 15th of Gaudapadacharya, the great Acharya, Gaudapadacharya, is making an interesting inquiry. Now, all the four quarters have been revealed. To make sure that we have clear understanding, all the quarters, about all the quarters, Gaudapadacharya is making a special technique here. What is that special technique? Compare and contrast. Compare between the two and contrast. Make the difference. Compare and contrast. This is the technique used by Gaudapadacharya. Compare and contrast. Study of the 4 quarters, taking any 2 quarters at a time. Compare it and then contrast. It is the analysis of the common features and the uncommon features amongst these 4 quarters. That is compare and contrast. The technique is used to exert your true nature, to dissociate, separate from this other untrue world from the real. Gaudapadacharya uses certain terminology also to communicate this idea. In this analysis, Gaudapadacharya defines Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna and Turiya slightly differently. Slight differently. What is that difference? This definition is only superficially different, but it needs to be noted to understand these verses. The common person, the common man, the common human being does not know that he is Parabrahman, that his true nature is Turiya. So, because he does not know, that is ignorance. You are not having the knowledge of your true nature, the greatness that you are the emperor. You don't have that knowledge, isn't it? So, the ignorance is common to all people, everybody. They tell that the most uncommon thing amongst us is common sense. Common sense is the most uncommon thing in all of us, they tell. Likewise, all the people, all the common people, everybody, all the human beings, what is the common thing here? Ignorance. We are not aware of our true nature. The common person does not know that he is the Turiya. This ignorance is common to all. So this is called self-ignorance. So, self-ignorance, this is the cause. Because I do not know I am the Turiya, I am the Parabrahma Swarupa, the highest, all the time, this ignorance leads to misconception, misunderstanding. So misunderstanding or misconception. Wherever ignorance is present, there will be misconception. So, the self-ignorance, the ignorance of your true nature, the greatness, your greatness, leads to misconception. See, Karna in the Mahabharata did not know who he was. He had the confusion. He thought he was the son of a charioteer, but in reality he was the son of Pandu and Kunti. But because he was ignorant of that, so he had to suffer so much. He suffered and suffered all through the life. Only last, just before his death or few days before his death, he came to know. So all through his life he suffered with that inferiority complex. Likewise, all of us are suffering from this inferiority complex. We are thinking we are little, we are incapable, we are weak, we are human beings, we are the children of such and such, we have limited knowledge of mathematics, we are so weak in that subject, I have this anger, that and this, I have this suffering, I have the disease. All these are misconceptions. Why? Because you are not aware of your true nature. Now, a small boy has become an orphan, he does not know. And suddenly, he comes to know, maybe by the DNA test or some other reason, that he is the son of an emperor. It is just like that. Now, since we are not aware of our true nature, then we have all these misconceptions. So self-ignorance, the ignorance of my true nature, Turiya, the greatness, is the cause of misconception and misunderstanding. I take the right to the wrong and wrong to the right. I'm confused, misconception. So self-ignorance of Turiyam, your true nature, leads to misconception. What is that misconception? In the waking state, I'm so and so. In my last birth, I went so and so. I'm now old, I'm young, I'm married, unmarried, and that, and this, so many things, all misconception. But in reality, you are Turiya. So now you have the misconception that you are associated with the waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state. So it leads to self-ignorance, leads to self-misconception. Self-ignorance is the cause and self-misconception is the effect. So now you got the idea of what is cause and effect relationship. The original cause is ignorance of your true nature. And see, now the related chain effect is going on now. The first mistake you did was you forgot your own self, the true nature. You know the story of Vivekananda telling about that lion. The lion, mother lioness, while hunting the sheep, she gave birth to a cub, small baby, and it died. Various reasons. So the small lion started living amongst the sheep. It started bleating, it started eating grass, and it was afraid. It learnt all the nature of the sheep. One fine day, a big lion came and attacked that fleet of sheep. It saw there was one big lion. It was thinking like a sheep and it was acting like a sheep. It was telling ba, ba, ba and running. Then this lion was surprised. It went, caught hold of him, bought him, told, you are lion. No, I am a sheep. No, you are a lion. No, I am a sheep. Blah, 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 blah. It was telling, making sound. So then it took him to the water and showed its reflection. No, you are not a sheep. See, you are different. Then it made thirst some meat into its mouth. See, don't eat grass, come. So don't take up the concept of vegetarian, non-vegetarian here. It is only about the lion contrast here. So likewise, the Guru will show you what's your true nature. You are not the sheep, you are the lion. Your lioness, you are the Parabrahma Swarupa, you are the Turiya. Don't have this misconception that you are a puny being, little person with all the limitation, Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so, with all the weaknesses, that and this. No, your true nature is Turiyam. So now, self-ignorance leads to self-misconception, cause and effect. Self-ignorance of what? Turiyam, your true nature. That you are infinite, existence infinite, consciousness infinite, bliss absolute. So it leads to misconception that you are the waker and you are suffering in that waking state, dreamer. You will have all sorts of dream and the deep sleeper. Now Gaudapadacharya explains, who among the three has got the self-ignorance and self-misconception? Okay, in the waking state, you have self-ignorance and self-misconception. What about in the dream state? In the dream state too, you have the self-ignorance and self-misconception. What about prajna? In the deep sleep state, you have self-ignorance, but there is no self-misconception, because where is the question of misconception? You are sleeping nicely, deep sleep. So no misconception, only self-ignorance. That is the differentiation here. The sleeper is also ignorant, but he does not have any misconception. That's why he is blissful. In deep sleep, he will always be happy, joyful, no sorrow, no misery. But it is reflected. It is small. Compared to the Turiya, it's infinite. Here it is reflected in prajna. So it has ignorance. So our goal is to remove even that ignorance. Associate only with your true self, the highest. So the sleeper in the deep sleep we are also ignorant. We have this self-ignorance, but the deep sleeper, he does not have any misconception. That's why he is blissful. The deep sleeper cannot say that he is in the sleep or he is the sleeper. He doesn't even know that. The sleeper has only the cause. But what about your true nature, Turiya? What about you, your real nature? You are free from both cause and effect. Why don't you attach with this? Why don't you detach with all these things, misconceptions and self-ignorance? That's what Gaudapadacharya is telling, our Upanishad is telling. See now, slowly compare and contrast. What are the ills and problems there? And what is your true great nature? Dissociate from that. Attach with this true nature. So what a wonderful way the Upanishad and Gaudapadacharya is bringing us back to our true nature. So we will stop our discussion here. We have almost completed the 11th Karika. We will take up the 12th Karika. But tomorrow, Saturday, we have some other program. So there will be no Upanishad class tomorrow. Time, you see time, Kala, time. It has removed Kala, Desha, Nimitta, cause and effect. Because we have some program, so there will be no class, cause and effect relationship. Time, tomorrow, Saturday evening, we have some other program, so in that time we don't have class. So cause and effect relationship, this Maya is all like that. So tomorrow, because of various reasons, we'll be not having the class. If there is class on Sunday, I will notify it, sending the thing on the YouTube or even on the WhatsApp. If God wills, we will have on Sunday. So if you have any questions, if you have any doubts on what it is discussed today about Upanishad, this Mandukya Karika, you can ask. Are there any questions or doubts? So on the YouTube, there are no questions, live chat. Okay, are there questions here?
Hariyam Swamiji.
In the Google Live?
Om Swamiji.
I think I have not put on the sound system. Please hold on. Sorry for that. I can't hear whatever you're telling. Colin Shettyji, please, just a minute. I have put on the sound system.
Om Swamiji. From what I understand now,
please tell now. Please tell the question again. Re-question it. Because
okay.
Now only I am hearing.
Okay. The question is our true nature is beyond space and beyond time. From what
and causation too.
And causation.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is our true. But why is it that we give ourselves birth if we know that this is what? Because that is all knowing. The Turiya is all knowing, right? So why do we get born if we already know this?
Now I'll tell you, explain that I think I'll take up that in the next class. Please remember this question. I'll take up that thing I wanted to tell you today. Somehow I forgot that. Through one story, I will explain it to you.
Okay, Swamiji. Okay, thank you so much.
So please remind me in the next class, beginning of the next class, I will take up that and I will answer that through one story and example of Ramana Maharshi also. I will tell you that.
Okay. Oh, sir.
Any other questions? Because if I go to tell that, explain, it will take another 10-15 minutes. That's why I will take up in the next class and explain in detail. Any other questions? Any other doubts? Okay. Yeah, what is it? Maharaj, we experience the joys or suffering that result from good or bad deeds from past births, either in this loka or higher or lower lokas. This person that we identify with now, you did not exist in the past birth, nor does this you exist in future births, but the result of actions are carried forward and you experience the good and bad results. Who is this you that enjoy or suffer now for what was done in the past births? But the person or that subtle body will be there in your past life. Only the physical body is gone. That's all. In the death, at the time of death, or when we are going to other life, what is death? As Lord Krishna tells, you have thrown away the worn out garment. When your coat or your shirt becomes old or torn, you'll throw away and wear new garment, new shirt or new pant or new coat. So likewise, when the body become useless for you to enjoy, to fulfill your desires, then you throw it away. That is called death. Then, just like in the green room or the dark room, you go and change the dress for sometimes you are not seen, unmanifest. Then again you wear a new dress, that is called birth. A fresh dress, you become a baby of some other life, maybe in the animal kingdom or in some Devata Loka or in Pitru Loka or again in the human kingdom according to your amount of Papa and Punya. So the subtle body is always there. Only the physical body is gone. The causal body and subtle body is there. So it is your mind and your subtle body and your ego which is getting all these karmas. So it will carry everything with them. Only the body, physical body, gross body is not there, that's all. So what happens of that person that existed whilst alive is carried forward, especially in the higher and lower loka. It is simpler to understand the I that never changes than this you that changes and enjoys and suffer again and again from birth to birth. That's the same answer to that. So it is your subtle body and your ego and the desires to enjoy this world will go forward always with you. That is ignorance. You get that? Due to ignorance, avidya, kama, desire, karma. You will go on doing so many karmas. So for that you will get fruits. So avidya is the cause. So it will, avidya will be there, then desire will be there. That is the desire is the causal body. Then because of that you wasn't an instrument, you are the subtle body. Subtle body will be continuing to go to in all the births, everywhere it will be continuing. So you got the answer there. Any other question? Was that the only question on the live chat? I think that was the only question. Okay. So now shall I conclude with the prayer? Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you. Namaste. Om Namo Narayanaya. So tomorrow morning also we will not have any class because it is Saturday. Evening also, due to various reasons, there are some program. There will be no class. So we will meet again Sunday morning for the class on the life of Ramakrishna Nandaji, the direct disciple of Ramakrishna. In the evening, if God wills, we will take up the Upanishad class. If the class will be there on Sunday, I will send you the links. Thank you. Namaste. Om Namo Narayana.
Mm-hmm.